annual climate finance commitment made to support climate adaptation and mitigation effort, especially for vulnerable developing nations. Tinubu made the call at the 30th session of the Conference of the Parties to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change in Belém, Brazil, where he highlighted Nigeria's progress toward building a resilient, low-carbon future. The president reaffirmed Nigeria's commitment to collaboration with bilateral, multilateral, and private partners to mobilize resources, share knowledge, and accelerate innovative solutions for a just and sustainable transition. Representing the President, Minister of Environment, Balarabe Abbas Lawal, said addressing climate change is a shared responsibility, and COP30 offers another opportunity for government and organizations to strengthen global solidarity, scale up ambition, and translate commitment into concrete action to safeguard the planet. He noted that Nigeria has taken bold steps to move from pledges to implementation, becoming the first West African country to submit a comprehensive and enhanced third nationally determined contribution. In another development, Justice James Omotosho of the Federal High Court has sentenced Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra IPOB, to life imprisonment after 10 years of trial. Justice Omotosho delivered the judgment 4 years after Kanu was arrested in Kenya under contentious circumstances and brought back to Nigeria. He was subsequently charged with 7 counts bordering on terrorism. The judgment was delivered in Kanu's absence after the IPOB leader insisted that the judgment would not be delivered in the terrorism charge the federal government entered against him. Due to the drama that ensued, the presiding judge ordered security agents to bundle him out of the courtroom for unruly behavior. Omotosho stated that several broadcasts by Kanu through Radio Biafra constituted acts of terrorism, adding that his rhetoric and intention were anchored on violence. The judge also asserted that Kanu's sit-at-home order in southeastern state amounted to terrorism, stressing that the order violated southeasterners' freedom of movement. Justice Omotosho maintained that the IPOB leader lacks the constitutional power to order people to sit at home. According to Justice Omotosho, from the evidence before the court, Kanu carried out preparatory terrorism via his broadcast, through which he ordered the killing of police officers and military officers. The court said the IPOB leader is found guilty of committing an act of terrorism against the Federal Republic of Nigeria. There are new calls for stakeholders in the nation's micro, small, and medium enterprises to scale up their business successes in the coming industries by maximizing perception of opportunities, innovation, and digital technology adoption, skill acquisition, among other parameters. This was the crux of the discussion at the 11th Policy Dialogue Series on Entrepreneurship by the Faith Foundation Institute, with the theme From Enterprise to Industry, Unlocking the MSME Potential for Nigeria's Industrialization, held in Lagos. Speaking at the event, Minister of State for Trade and Investment, Senator John Owaneno, opined that MSMEs constitute 90% of businesses, accounting for 46.7% of GDP and employing maximally approximately 85% of Nigerians. And all said, the Tinubu-led federal government realizes that MSMEs cannot be operating on the sidelines.
Nigeria must not be a spectator. Accordingly, we are working towards a skills revolution that equals MSMEs with digital and e-commerce proficiency, manufacturing and value-added capability, export readiness under the AFCFTA, product design, packaging, and quality standards that match global expectations. A nation that invests in the skills of its entrepreneurs invest in the strength of its future.
Secretary to the State Government and Chairman of the Communications and Advocacy Committee of the Faith Foundation, Mr. Tokumbo Talabi, said there was need to come up with innovations that will help the nation transition from a hustle-driven economy to one centered on productivity, manufacturing, and competitive value chain, drawing examples from global excellence and local realities. Talabi said, as the chairman of the Communications and Advocacy Committee, he was proud of the quality, clarity, and rigor of the 2025 State of Entrepreneurship report of the Fate Foundation, urging stakeholders to work together towards addressing the issues raised in the report, towards heralding a true enterprise to industry economy.
For many years, we have celebrated the resilience of Nigerian entrepreneurs, and please believe me, there is a lot of resilience here. People who do business here, as we have done in the past, know what it takes to survive in this environment. But somehow, we always keep our heads above water. Their creativity, innovation, and ability to thrive against odds. The resilience above all these lines alone cannot build an industrial nation for us. We need structure, we need to scale, and we need systems that support enterprises to grow into industries. And mark my word, enterprises to grow into industries, because that is the place we are now in the country.
In his opening remarks, the chairman of the Fate Foundation, Mr. Fola Adeola, stated that it was high time the nation come up with a pragmatic and effective entrepreneurship policy, which is prerequisite for industrial revolution. The current administration in Ogun State will continue to create a smart, investor-friendly environment where technology, infrastructure, and innovations are driving growth. The state deputy governor, Engineer Noimotala Kojede, stated this while declaring open the 2025 edition of Ogun Digital Summit held at June 12 Cultural Center, Kuto Abeokuta. Benga Dekoya's report is presented in this package.
In the last 5 years, the Ogun State Summit has ignited a desire within the heart of more than 6,000 individuals, propelling them to forge career in the digital technology sector and harness the power of technology in tackling significant challenges, thereby revolutionizing the digital economy. Gathered here are attendees ranging from beginners in tech to advanced developers, including students, educators, researchers, industrial professionals, entrepreneurs, marketers, and government officials, showing eagerness to learn about new tools, techniques, and best practices in technology advancements. Declaring the summit open, the Deputy Governor of Ogun State, Engineer Noimotala Kojede, notes that the impact of the summit cannot be overstated, thus shedding light on Governor Abiodun's proactive steps in building digital economy in the state.
This program is not specific to Ogun State, but it's preparing young Nigerians to understand, build, and apply AI solutions in real-life sectors. This is the direction the world is moving in, and we are determined to position our youth ahead of the curve.
The Chairman, Senate Committee on ICT and Cybersecurity, Senator Shoaib Afolabi Salisu, enjoins participating youth to take advantage of the technology to improve their livelihood. Conveners say through the summit, startup founders have been connected with visionary investors, paving the way for groundbreaking collaborators that have propelled ingenious ideas into reality.
Ogun State is majorly known to be an industrial hub. When it comes to industries, we have a lot of that in Ota. But the world is really moving and evolving. And when it comes to technology, things are happening a lot in other states. And our aim is to also put Ogun State at the forefront when it comes to technology. Share idea, brainstorm on how their innovations can turn into a gold mine for them, because some of them have the product, but they don't know how to monetize the product. So what we are doing currently is bring them together.
Panelists at the summit delivered papers on various topics, saying the summit has played a pivotal role in enhancing access to technology for communities in need in the spirit of inclusivity and progress.
The two-day capacity building workshop organized by the Ogun State Waste Management Authority has entered its final phase, with participants reaffirming their commitment to improving environmental sanitation practices across the state. The training, which brought together health, safety and environment officers, waste vendors and private sector participants, continued with deeper technical sessions and collaborative discussions under the theme Synergy, Standards and Solutions, forging a new era of waste management in Ogun State. Olaide Oloye report from the Olusegun Obasanjo Presidential Library in Abeokuta.
Day 2 of the workshop features interactive breakout sessions where HSE officers, waste vendors and private sector participants identify sector-wide challenges and propose practical solutions. Resolutions reached include strengthening communication channels, improving turnaround time for waste execution, and adopting uniform safety practices across all zones in the state. Experts lead sessions on regulatory compliance, route optimization, waste segregation techniques, and data-driven waste tracking. Participants also receive training on modern waste disposal technologies, environmental protection law, customers relations, and effective community engagement.
There is no way you can manage waste without segregation, and that establishes the fact between segregation and sustainable development. If your environment is clean, waste are properly disposed, then you will not spend unnecessarily on diseases that can come through the mismanagement of your waste.
Rounding off the two-day workshop, the Special Advisor to the Governor and Managing Director of Ogun State Waste Management Authority, Honorable Abayomi Nwunye, reviewed stakeholders' performance and outlined his strategies for advancing waste management in Ogun State. The session is followed by the presentation of a waste disposal truck to the PSP.
So the focus of this administration is to ensure that we empower the PSP, and that's what I'm putting to test today by this compactor that have been acquired on their behalf, and we give them a time frame to pay, probably 2 years or so that they pay instrumentally, so that they'll be able to do more. All the HSCs will ensure that what they need to do, we should do them, to ensure that there is no burning in their companies, there are no illegal dumping again, and they report whatever wrongs that have been perpetrated by the companies to us immediately. Then on behalf of the vendors, there's a better days ahead of them.
Participants described the training as timely and impactful, noting that the knowledge gained will enhance service delivery. Beneficiaries of the compactor truck expressed gratitude, saying it will boost their contributions to the state's vision of a cleaner and healthier environment.
Say thank you to the Ogun State government, and then on behalf of all of us as a waste management, that happens today is give an opportunity for others to work hard.
We've been able to know more about circular waste management, because that is where the whole world is going now. You know, waste is not just waste. It's only when you believe it is a waste, but it is money.
As the workshop comes to a close, stakeholders express optimism that a renewed synergy and improved standards will usher in a new era of waste management in Ogun State. Olaide Oloye, Ogtv News.
Still ahead, federal government declares Katina open defecation free. More news and report after the break. Please stay with us.
Whatever you need, whatever you love.
What makes every order special? The fact that it births new beginnings, inspiring us to express every shade of who we are.
Whatever you need.
It's the joy each order brings. We know this, and that's why for whatever life's needs you may have, Jumia is here for you. Download the Jumia app now. Jumia, joy delivered.
Progress no dey happen just like that. It come from support when you need help.
Mommy, I got the school fees. You too much.
Na money point o.
Money point, thank you.
Customer, na transfer abi? Confirm.
transfer. Na money point, Oga. Oh, na confirm.
Progress na peace of mind when you know say payment go land at Sure Banker. Progress na small wind where they carry person go far.
No worry, yourself go make am. No go Bible.
Victor, even you they use money point?
Of course now, they use money point.
Confirm.
Money Point, made for your progress.
Hey, with Tasty Tom and Derica, your unique pin can make you a millionaire. Buy any Tasty Tom tomato mix or Derica tomato mix promo pack. Reveal the unique pin inside. Dial *8011 *2 unique pin hash. Win airtime instantly and stand a chance to win big cash prizes.
Enjoy delicious meals. Text and win big.
Tasty Tom, Derica Millionaire Splash promo. Become an double this season.
You're still watching the news at 8 on Ogun State Television. The federal government has reaffirmed its commitment to ensuring safer learning environment for Nigerian students through continued support for the Safe School Initiative. The Minister of State for Finance, Doris Uzuka Anita, made this known in Abuja during the 2025 International Student Day celebration organized by the Office of the Special Assistant to the President on Student Engagement. The minister said the government would continue to ensure funding for education, teachers' salaries, school feeding programs, and safe learning environment through initiatives such as the Safe School Initiative. Speaking at the event, the essay on student engagement to the President, Sunday Ashefo, emphasized the transformative power of education in nation building. Achefon said the initiative aligned with President Bola Tinubu's commitment to student welfare and education development. International Student Day commemorates the 1939 Nazi crackdown on Czech students in Prague, where 9 student leaders were executed and over 1,200 others arrested. The federal government has declared Katsina State open defecation free. This brings to 2 states that have attained statewide open defecation free status and 158 local governments that have achieved open defecation free in Nigeria. Speaking at the 6th anniversary of the Clean Nigeria Use the Toilet campaign anniversary, as well as the presentation of ODF certificates in Abuja, Minister of Water Resources and Sanitation, Professor Jos Terlumunotsev, restated the resolve of the federal government to ensure that Nigeria achieves a total open defecation-free nation by the year 2030. According to Professor Utsev, already staff of his ministry and development partners were in the field carrying out a thorough validation exercise in 10 states for certification. He informed the people that within 6 years of the campaign, millions of Nigerians have gained access to safe and dignified toilets in homes, schools, and public places, while coordination among stakeholders from national and state as well as local government levels has been strengthened. The All Progressives Congress APC Ward 4 in Shagamu local government, Ogun State, has said that its decision to suspend the senator representing Ogun West Senatorial District, Otumba Gbenga Daniel, was taken after he failed to honor invitations to defend himself on allegation of anti-party activities. Briefing journalists at a press conference held at the ward's secretariat on behalf of the executives of ward, the Secretary, Honorable Oluwole Aduroja, said the clarification is in response to a press release by MGS partners on behalf of Senator Gbenga Daniel regarding the November 17 letter from the National Secretariat of the party. According to Honorable Aduroja, the decision to suspend Senator Daniel was taken by the 19-member executive committee and communicated to the state executive after the senator failed to appear before an investigative panel to clear himself of any anti-party activity.
Made to National Working Committee by the state chapter was in relation to the suspension of the Senator Otumba Gbenga Daniel. The decision to suspend him was itself taken by the Ward 4 Executive Committee and communicated to the state executive pertained to anti-party activities. This was after the senator failed to honor invitation extended to him to appear to defend the allegation at the investigation panel. The point made above is important as, contrary to the assertion of the National Secretary, Senator Surajuddin Bashiru, contained in his letter dated 17 November 2025, the initiation of disciplinary proceedings against a party member is, to use the exact word of party constitution, the exclusive preserve of the executive committee concerned, which, depending on the allegations made, may be any executive council at the ward, local government, state, zonal, and national level.
He said, contrary to the assertion of the National Secretary, Senator Surajuddin Bashir, contained in the November 17 letter, the Executive Committee has the exclusive right to initiate disciplinary proceedings against any erring member.
The National Secretary is misplaced and has no foundation in the party constitution. The National Working Committee cannot issue any directive to review, nullify, set aside, or reverse the valid suspension earlier imposed on Senator Otumba Gbenga Daniel by the appropriate party organ in Ogun State. While it may be concluded that Senator Olugbenga Daniel is yet to be expelled from the party, the facts of suspension, which remain unchanged, in accordance with the party constitution, bring a temporary halt to his rights, privilege, and obligation in the party. The entire episode originated from the last general election, when Senator Otumba Olugbenga Daniel acted in open defiance of the party and engaged in actions inimical to the interests of the party and its candidates in Ogun State. Beyond the elections, he further attempted to obstruct and frustrate the course of justice during the election petition tribunal, setting by actions and interventions that were directly hostile to the interests of APC and its candidates. These many more are unchallenged anti-party activities of the suspended senator.
While pledging that the Executive Committee of the Ward would remain committed to upholding discipline, fairness, and due process, Honorable Adurja affirmed that the suspension of Senator Gbenga Daniel remains in effect. New VSs is the phrase deployed by top-notch bureaucrats and technocrats who have served Ogun State on tour of the state-of-art facilities at the new Gateway International Airport, Ikperi-Ilishan. The Association of Retired Heads of Service and Permanent Secretaries also challenged the people of Ogun State to take full advantages of facilities with patronage in agro-business, real estate and tourism. Fowora Adesowu report.
A travel which deepens knowledge and update. A set of seasoned administrators, bureaucrats and technocrats on a fact-finding mission to the newly operational Gateway International Airport, Ikperi-Ilishan. After a thorough screening, the management of Gateway International Airport briefed the retired head of service and permanent secretaries of Ogun State on the latest aerotropolis in the world.
Our runway is 3,400 meters in length and a weight of 45 meters. That will land any aircraft you can think of. In fact, most of the modern aircraft don't require that much.
The state-of-the-art equipment and the opportunities being offered by the airport, which has the longest runway, 4 kilometers, in Nigeria and indeed Africa.
We specifically arrange this excursion at least to view what is going on there. We all are aware that a maiden flight took place here when the place was opened. So we came here and we went around and we have been seeing those facilities that are supposed to be at the international airport.
It had its first commercial flight on the 7th of October 2025. The August visitors were informed on passengers and cargo operation status of the airport and its economic and safety impact on the aviation industry.
International airports of high class, it has now come into fruition. We give glory to God. So we employ all citizens of the state to patronize the airport.
I think the farmers should have hit the ground like yesterday. I mean, with this kind of opportunity for produce evacuation, you know, to export agricultural produce, I think we have even been singing the song. We've been preaching the gospel to them, because I worked in this environment, been dealing with farmers in this environment actually.
Control tower, safety and fire station, VIP lounge, and the gas power station were among areas which were shown to the visitors who expressed deep satisfaction.
I want to appreciate the current administration for giving Ogun State this kind of facility. I would believe that being also an agro-cargo airport will also help in promoting agricultural development.
They also see hope and new vista for all.
This is marvelous. It is wonderful. The state government is doing a good job. Very soon, I expect this airport to be one of the best in the world.
I've seen the statistics, we have seen the facilities. Whoever says it's not working is not saying the truth.
The Gateway International Airport Ikperu relation, no doubt, is a game changer in the aviation industry in Nigeria. Adefowora Adesanwo, Ogtv News.
The Association of Retired Heads of Local Government Administration has held its inaugural public lecture designed to strengthen good governance at the state level through effective local government development. The event took place at the Obers Complex, Okimosa, Abeokuta, Ogun State. Olashide Shotunde was there, and his report is presented in this package.
The event opens with a welcome address titled "An Idea Whose Time Has Come," delivered by the chairman of Association of Retired Heads of Local Government Administration, Elder Olorunbe Aregbeshola. He explains the purpose of forming the association and stresses its role in making local government more relevant, effective, and responsive to the people they are established to serve.
We are seated here today to advance the relationship of governance between the state and local government should be complementary, because we believe that the relationship between the state and local government should not be that of rivalry or competitiveness, but rather complementary.
I want to give you the rest. I want to thank the body for this opportunity. So I want to encourage you that the service you've left is still your service. And we thank God that anytime we call you at the Local Government Service Commission, you're always there and you have always been nice to us. I want to say that
the public lecture attracts dignitaries and government officials from different levels. Representing the Ogun State Governor, Prince Dapo Abiodun, the head of service, Mr. Kende Onosoya, reaffirms the government's support for an organized local government system where councils exercise their powers responsibly to promote peace, order, and good governance across the state.
Even in retirement, members of the association have remained active in promoting ideas that strengthen governance across the state, while the collective insights of the association have continued to support ongoing programs and policies of government. I therefore commend the association on engagements such as this, which go a long way to help to preserve institutional memory and sustain conversations geared towards the improvement of governance across the local government areas in our dear Gateway State.
Centered on the theme of enhancing good governance at the state level through local government development, the lecture focuses on strengthening collaboration between state and local government. The guest speaker highlights the critical role local governments play in driving statewide development.
In consideration of their population, we provide the requisite autonomy for local government councils to grow, develop, and measure up with their institutional growth and their powers in other countries.
A question and answer session followed, providing participants with deeper insight into key issues shaping the future of local government administration. The newly retired head of local government administrators were inducted.
The Alake and paramount ruler of Egbaland, Oba Adedotun Aremu, has been commended for using his throne to unite the people and all quarters of Egbaland for development. Ogun State Governor Prince Dapo Abiodun gave this commendation at the Thanksgiving church service marking the 20th coronation anniversary of the monarch held at St. Peter's Cathedral, Ake, Abeokuta. Matthew Shomi completes the report.
It's been 20 years of the reign of the Alake and paramount ruler of Egbaland, Oba Adedotun Aremu, and for this, the monarch came before God to offer thanks for the success of the journey. The gathering had sons and daughters of Egbaland, home and abroad, top government functionaries, as well as some prominent Nigerians from outside the state. Ogun State Governor Prince Dapo Abiodun, represented by his deputy, Engineer Noimo Salako Yedele, thanked the monarch for his ability to balance the preservation of tradition and modern developments, adding that the whole of Egbaland stands today as a vibrant city of culture, commerce, and education as a result of his leadership role.
You have demonstrated how traditional leadership, when guided by vision and compassion, can drive meaningful transformation.
President of Christ Apostolic Church Worldwide, Pastor Samuel Oladele, in a sermon, harped on the importance of thanksgiving and total reliance on God. There were presentations and special renditions to celebrate the success of the 20-year reign, while dignitaries joined the Alake on the altar for a special thanksgiving. Some of the other dignitaries in attendance were full of appreciation for the monarch for playing the role he was chosen to perform 20 years ago.
And I'm happy for the whole of Egba, for the Egbaland. I'm hoping that in the next 20 years will definitely be better than the last 20 years.
God to the throne of his forefathers. Egbaland has continued to grow from strength to strength, economically, commercially, industrially. I was deeply involved in it 20 years ago. For I knew that he has the capacity to do what he's doing.
The celebration thereafter continued at a colorful reception where a commemorative compendium titled Amazing Grace, Alake Adedotun Gbadebo's 20 Years of Impact, and autobiography titled People's Scheme, God Wins, were launched.
Just celebrating the anniversary of a monarch, you can see that it is like a conference of Egbas, both at home and abroad. And you must also notice that all the Oba Egbas are here to support His Royal Majesty, signifying the unity of purpose, the solidarity amongst all. And Oba Gbadebo have been able to achieve this.
I will do everything to make him proud. That's my father. May God continue to spare his life. May his road be a prosperous one. Because he encouraged me to come back home.
Baba Lake is a wonderful father, it's a wonderful KBC to all of us.
Oba Gbadebo thanked God for what he has been able to achieve in the last 20 years and assured of more commitment to the land and its people. The commemorative birthday cake was cut to the admiration of the people. Matthew Shomi, Ogtv News.
The Church of the Lord, Aladura Worldwide, is marking a historic milestone as it celebrates its 100th anniversary. At a public lecture titled Aladura Phenomenon in Global Christianity, guest speaker Reverend Isaac Ayegbuyi examines the impact on global spread of the Aladura movement within contemporary Christian practice. Margaret Okunola reports.
Founded in 1925 in Ogere Remo by Prophet General Josiah Olunowo Ushitelu, the Church of the Lord Worldwide, Aladura, marks a full century of spiritual growth, evangelical work, and global expansion. A church now led by his son and current primate, Most Reverend Rufus Ushitelu, gathers dignitaries and clergymen from across the world to celebrate its centenary in grand style. The anniversary public lecture titled Aladura Phenomenon in Global Christianity is delivered by Reverend Isaac Ayegbuyi, who analyzes the movement's evolution and influence within global Christian practice.
Now, what we learn from all these stories, if we are growing from one another, then it means we must learn from one another. And if we are able to learn from one another, then it means it will not be difficult for us to be united. Ecumenism should not be far from us.
Religious scholars, ministers, and special guests attend, including a former Ogun State governor, Senator Gbenga Daniel, who praises the church's contributions to spiritual growth, education, and community upliftment over the past 100 years.
For a church to be intact after 100 years is no mean feat. It therefore clearly means that God is clearly on the throne.
On holy ground, where our father, the pathfinder of the Church of the Lord Worldwide, the late Prophet General, since the fellow started his ministry with physical demonstration of the Holy Spirit. Private Oshitelu is a spiritual magnet that tries to bring as many people as possible together in Christian hope. What is important for the church in Nigeria today is to realize that no church can exist by itself. We need to begin to go towards one another, learn from one another.
God has been faithful. God has been at the forefront. Especially, when your husband is a minister and you as a mother, you have to look after the home, after the children, and so many other things, coupled with the fact that you have things to do in the church.
In his remarks, the primate, Most Reverend Rufus Ushitelu, reflects on the church's journey, describing it as a seed planted a century ago that has matured into a mahogany of immense stature, providing refuge and direction to believers worldwide.
When I was elected and appointed as the new primate, I was overwhelmed because I never expected it. We held on to the promise of God that if it is of God, it will stand.
As part of the celebrations, a new book titled African Christianity and Prophetic Ministry, authored by the primate, was officially launched. Margaret Okunola, Ogtv News.
Adebola Oshobaji is standing by for business news. Please stay with us.